I make a video and I'll point out that this is correct. So actually what it says is that the lines here are if you disagree or you're endorsing or agreeing with the person. So they actually state this outright, but most people will probably not read this garbage, right?
So wait, if you disagree or agree with them,
yeah, you get a line. So it says,
wow.
it says right here, why collaboration can sometimes consist of debates and disagreements, they usually more frequently indicates socialities, endorsements, and advertisers. So the way they phrased it, it seems that, for instance, Carl Benjamin endorses Richard Spencer, but they just have a disagreement with each other. They actually, you know, they disagreed, but you're going to get a line. So no, they're not lying, right? It's just that the way they use this study,
yeah, it's a bullshit way of
saying,
okay. Yeah, it's a bullshit study. I mean, they're saying that if you agree or disagree with someone, then you get a line. Well, but that's they're saying that either way, you're promoting that person.
Yeah, well, what people don't understand is that the alt-right audience and my audience, while it does have a small overlap, I'm pretty sure there might be a couple of percent. Most alt-right people and most centrists hate each other, right? Like you will see it on Forbes, they despise each other. If I go on the Richard Spencer channel and I have a talk with it, for most people it's going to be like a football match where my team is rooting with me and his team is rooting with him. It doesn't mean that it's going to indoctrinate the people that are coming there that the white supremacists have the best arguments, and anyone looking at the white supremacists is going to become an ethno-nationalist. This just makes no sense.
See, this very much falls in line with something that I've been noticing lately that's really, really disturbing. And I think I know why it's happening. I think it's just a theory, but it seems that people on the far left have this idea that if someone hears someone talking and saying something, it's like a Jedi mind trick. They won't be able to not believe it. It seems, you know, I mean, because this is why they're like, no, we must stop people like Richard Spencer from spewing hate speech. Why? Because it creates racist. I'm wondering if the reason for that is because the same people who believe that this is happening, they were also people who were just fed loads of horse shit and automatically believed it. They were fed a load of horse shit in college about intersectionalism, about identity politics, about all this crap, and they just believed it. So if they think that way, then they think everyone thinks that way. They think if someone hears something from someone, doesn't matter what it is, they're just going to believe it because it was said. So they want to shut up everyone from saying something horrible because they don't know that most normal people have a sense of discernment. You know, they can actually sit there and listen to somebody say something and go, that's horseshit. I don't believe that. They don't get that. Well,
what I think happens is you're right on that aspect, but I think there's a little bit more. I think in the marketplace or free ideas, progressivism comes to die. Like if you look at most open forums where people can talk about anything and there's no censorship, progressives are mocked out of, they're laughed out of. Like they need the censorship in order to survive and impose their ideas.
Yeah, well, they have to.
Yeah, so they're outraged that their ideas aren't taken seriously.
Yeah, and so they're trying to make them the only ideas that are available.
Yeah. I mean, in The Guardian, the person who made this article flat out says it's like, all these people are anti-feminist. And it's like, wouldn't it be a surprise if this person turns out to be a feminist?
One of the, well, Jesus Christ, forever, right? One of the prime topics of this channel has always been the triangulation, so to speak, of anti-SJW channels. You know, no matter what you want to say about alt-right, alt-light, Sargonite, Kekistan, Rubinite, these people, whether they want to or not, because, you know, obviously the small community of SJW YouTube creators have been making the point that this Guardian article, which has been making waves, that with that chart, that the alternative influencer network that Mr. V is talking about in this video. V, the official representative of Sargon Incorporated. I've talked a few times, more than a few times, maybe 1,000 times, about this, what they're now calling the alternative influencer network. This is even more thorough and accurate than the intellectual dark web, which is a little bit displaced from my tier of YouTube. They finally got down to the ground level. They finally hit bedrock in terms of people that I myself have criticized openly for sharing positions with the alt-right, for being functionaries in some cases, but not all, for the alt-right, for being dangerous as portals, you know, as Richard Spencer himself notoriously said on Twitter a couple of years ago. He said that the Sargonites are a good portal for the alt-right. I've always talked about the problem of priming with these fucking post-Gamergate Kekistani types, how they prime their training wheels for proper fascist content. They're all reactionaries. The Sargonist Reubenites, because again, there's so many names for the same thing, because they rebrand often. But the people who are named in this chart, it's not to say that they are fascist. It is to say that these people are part of a gradient. They're like on a scale from bad to worse, and even Destiny, who is not a skeptic, a Destiny who is a Twitch streamer predominantly, but has some time on YouTube debating alt-righters. Now people say, Bronx, you debate alt-righters on alt-right channels. You bet your ass I do, but I don't platform alt-righters. I don't platform debates here. I never would. They don't show up here. I go to a secondary outlet, and I don't promote those debates here either. So I don't deliberately introduce my audience to these people's revenue streams. I don't bring them with me to those channels. I do clip pieces of the alt-right content here to help educate you on the threat, but I don't platform alt-right. I do not. That's a cardinal sin. I don't cotton to that. So of course, V's reaction is going to be Sargon didn't do nothing. All of the responses that I expected from this within the Kilroy, Kekistan faction of the reactionary right on YouTube is, I didn't do nothing. This is just SJW. That's the standard response. This is just SJWs calling everyone they don't like a Nazi. What you have here are facts. They are immutable, indisputable facts. When Destiny, for example, in discussion with Dr. Lehman, responded to this chart, Dr. Lehman goes into like the standard skeptic pedant mode, where he's like, the sample size and all that stuff. I personally don't care to the method in which this study and the chart derived from the data was conducted, because I've been here for years and I've watched the journey of the audience from skeptics becoming reactionary anti-feminists, MRAs, PUAs, and how that led into the alt-right's ascendance onto this platform. I was here for every single fucking step. So do I generally care about sample size and all those things that are involved in collecting? Yes, generally I do. But specifically in this case, the data, how the data was collected doesn't matter to me, because I've watched it happen firsthand. It's like if you were standing on a street corner and you saw a car accident, and then the forensics team that came after the car accident did a bad job of collecting evidence. So when you go to the courtroom to testify, the defense attorney or whatever steps up and goes, oh, do you acknowledge that this forensics team poorly collected evidence to support your eyewitness testimony that this car accident happened? Doesn't matter to me. I was standing right there. I saw the car accident happen, and I've watched the car accident of the skeptic community being warned over and over again. This is Nazi shit. Anti-progressivism is Nazi shit. Anti-communism is Nazi shit. Anti-Antifa sentiment is Nazi shit. Now, it may not make you a full-blown Nazi, but when someone makes a Venn diagram, which is ostensibly what this alternative influencer chart is, when someone makes a fucking Venn diagram where you cross over with Nazis because your ideas of anti-progressivism, anti-feminism, you share, in some cases, ideology, even though you call yourself a libertarian or a liberalist, or a classical liberal. Your reasons for holding these beliefs, your goals in deflecting socialism, communism, progressivism might be different. The people you allow into your sphere might be different. So some of these reactionaries are gay, or Jewish, or black, or transgender. But fundamentally, you are anti-progress for other people. And there is no way to be an anti-feminist and pro-woman. There is no way to be anti-BLM and pro-black. There is no way to be Blair White and endorse, segregated bathrooms that exclude transgender people and still be pro-trans. That's what these people don't understand. The liberalists and the classical liberals, the Reubenites, they don't understand that literally there's no third option. You're for or against progress, and everything else is helping fascists. You end up, whether you want to or not, whether you intend to or not, whether you admit it or not, you are doing the devil's dirty work.